took the time and made the effort to be here tonight. I'm sure she appreciated it. Also, those that wanted to be here but couldn't be here, I know she has a place in her heart for those folks as well. But I think who she appreciates the most are the people that came tonight but really didn't want to be here. They made the most sacrifice. I'm not one of them, by the way. But Gigi said, maybe tonight you could reflect on a funny moment that you and Mary Ellen had over the years. But she didn't tell me that children were going to be here. So I had to call an audible. But I do have a story that I'll remember for my entire life. In 1985, Mary and I, not Mary Ellen, Mary Louise and I eloped. And that same year, Mary Ellen and I started to train. It was in 1985. And it was for about a year after that, maybe two, a lot of people in the region thought that I married Mary Ellen. I would get calls in my office, your wife is on the phone. I'd take the call, it was Mary Ellen. I think our behavior during our training programs really added to the fact that people thought we were married. I'm sure it did. She was very belligerent to me. But anyway, an opportunity arose. We were having a regional meeting. The Eastern region was huge at the time. Must have been a couple hundred people there at least, maybe 300. And it was a late morning meeting, and we were going to give out awards and so forth. And I was on the agenda to give out the Primary Arranger of the Year award for the first time. So we're having breakfast, Mary and Mary Ellen and I, and I'm looking at the agenda. And I said, Mary Ellen, look at this agenda. Blair Waltrip, Senior Vice President of the company, he's going to be presenting first. Then Steve Mack is next. I said, by the time it gets to me, I'm third. I mean, what could I possibly say to make an impression on this group? She says, listen, I don't care what you say. Leave me alone. I said, okay. And I don't know where I got the courage that morning, but I did. So it came my turn, and I went up. Blair already spoke, Steve already spoke. And I said to the group, I looked out there, and I said, I was having breakfast with Mary Ellen and my wife this morning, and I asked Mary Ellen, what could I possibly say to make an impression on the group following Blair and Steve? And she told me, John, this would be the perfect time for you to let the entire region know that you and I are not married to each other, and that you and I will never be married to each other. And I got a standing ovation. Very, very pleased. So, but all kidding aside, it's been a tremendous relationship with Mary Ellen during the training. I started managing for excellence with a consultant, and he moved on after 4 years, and it's a two-person program. And Steve Mack came to me and said, you're going to want to carry MFV on, and you're going to need somebody, to work with you, to facilitate along with you. He said, it's definitely a two-person program. He said, what do you think about Mary Ellen? I said, that would be great. I said, I'm sure she'd add some credibility to the program. So he said, why don't you speak to her, which I did, and then we had many programs together. We combed the United States and learned a lot, had a lot of fun, made a lot of friends. So she was an inspiration to me, and he kept me in check. And one last thing, I was with the company 37 years at the time. I'm 50 now, 50 years, not 50 years old. And I said to Mary Ellen, I said, we're up in her office, and I said, Mary Ellen, you must be very proud of me. She says, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, I'm 37 years with the company, and I have not had one sexual harassment complaint. She says, oh yeah? She says, because you were doing it when the women didn't know their rights. And if the complaint came to me today, I would disqualify myself from the case because I would find you guilty before I ever investigated. So with that, Mary Ellen, all the best to you. I love you.